From My Crazy Craft Life, and today I'm here with a design team post for Scrapping for Less. Today I'm going to be making this fun triangle corner pop-up card, and it's super easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's get started. You're going to need an 8-inch square piece of cardstock. That's going to be your base, and then you're going to need two 3.5 inch and two 3 3/4 inch squares. Then you're going to take the 8-inch square and you're going to score it all the way down the center of one of the sides. Just straight down the center. Then you're going to flip it over, and on the opposite side you're going to score the first 4 inches and you're going to cut the second 4 inches. So you're going to score right to that score line, and then you're going to cut right to that score line. The next step is to make the kind of triangle or the folds, and you're going to do it on the half that does not have the cut in it, and you're just going to make a triangle. So you're going to go from the center score line to the other center score line diagonally, and you're just going to score it all the way across. Nothing too fancy or scary about that. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and you want to make sure that you're not on the side with the slit in it, and that your point meets in the center at the opposite corner, or at the opposite side of where the split is. And that is going to be it. That is your whole card base, so it's not hard. And this one, you have to make sure that you fold it and crease it well so that you have a nice crisp edge. But you don't have to, it needs to be straight, but if it's a little tiny sliver bit off, it's not going to make that much of a difference. I know sometimes people with fun fold cards don't like them because some of them do really need to be exactly kind of perfect, otherwise they don't fold properly, but this one really doesn't. So fold all of the squares, so you're having 4-inch squares, and what's fun about this is when it all folds up, it's going to be a 4-inch square card. When you fold the corners to make those triangles, you're only going to fold those once. So the rest of it you want to go back and forth and fold each side, but these you only need to fold back because they're not going to be folding in the other direction. Now the 3 3/4 inch squares are going to go on the solid square bottom. That's the bottom of the card, and it gives you a nice edge around them. The 3.5 inch square you're going to cut diagonally to make 2 triangles. Now for this I use papers from the Picnic Time collection as well as On the Playground. So the clouds and that sun were from On the Playground, and the strawberries and the checkerboard were from the Picnic Time one. And then I'm going to use the ephemera from the Picnic Time one and the sentiments from that. And then you're just going to adhere them all down in the place that you want. Now, one thing I will tell you, if they have patterns and the pattern matters, if it's top or bottom or up and down or left and right or whatever, you may have to cut multiple squares the same size and then cut them so that you're getting them in the right thing. Now, this pattern doesn't particularly matter which way it went because I was using the sun and then the kind of the clouds and the sky. And so that one didn't matter, so I only needed those 2 squares. You can also do layers on this. You can do lots of different things on this. I am simply using it as the 1 layer or a single layer. But like I said, you can definitely go down another 1/4 inch and put other layers on there and things like that. It just really all depends on how you want to decorate your card. And you see you kind of got a nice edge all the way around there with the red cardstock that I used. Now here's a piece of white cardstock that I just folded in half, and it's going to be a 3.5 inch circle, but it ends up being like a card. So I take that circle and I just leave the edge of it off a little bit so that it doesn't cut completely through, and that's going to be our easel. Then you're going to take 1/2 of it, and right in the center you're just going to score it. so that that one side of it will end up folding. And then I cut another circle from that same die, the 3.5 inch die, out of some of the pattern paper from the kit, and that's going to be kind of what holds our sentiment and our pieces. Now, the side that you scored has to be on top, and when you put this down, it's going to need to go kind of diagonally, even though I know it's a circle, but it needs to go where the sentiment or whatever is going to be facing the furthest corner to the right. And that's what's going to then, when you kind of pull it together, it's going to be straight when you're looking at it. So I took some of that same blue pattern paper from the kit and I stamped the sentiments, missing you, and the other sentiment is life needs more polka dots and picnics, I think is what it says. And I just heat embossed those. I used some VersaFine black onyx ink, and then I just used some clear embossing powder just to give it that little pop. Now the sentiment strip with the missing you, I am going to end up popping up with some foam tape, because that's what's going to kind of hold up that easel portion of the sentiment kind of area and stuff, and the focal point of the card. And you can do a lot of different things with this, but for this one, this is how I made this one with these circles. So like I said, once you pop that up and get everything ready, you're going to adhere the pattern paper circle onto the cardstock circle, but only on the bottom half of the scored circle. So you're not going to adhere or put any adhesive or glue on that top half of it, because you want it to be able to fold up. And then I went from the top just so I can make sure I lined it up well so you didn't see the edges on it. And then you just glue that together, and that's going to be the little easel. Now I'm going to pop in that sentiment with the little foam dots on the back of it, and that will be that. And then I'm going to adhere it, and I am going to use liquid glue to adhere it, just because I'm not too worried, because the pattern paper is there, and then you're not really going to see the inside of that. So if it rippled a little because there was some glue on there and stuff, I'm not too worried about it. But you see how I'm putting that in diagonally so that when it folds in, it's actually kind of straight. So that's what you want it to look like. And I'm just going to, like I said, use that liquid glue for that. Now I will tell you, to decorate this card took me longer, probably almost twice as long, to figure out where I wanted to put the ephemera than it took me to make this card. So I did not make you sit there and have to watch me figure out where I was putting all of these cute little pieces. But that is what I decided on, and that is it folded up. The final thing is I just took a piece of cardstock, 11.5 inch. I cut it down a little bit, maybe a little more than an inch off of it. But you want to make sure that you're making the band that's going to fit around, but not be too tight so that you can't pull the card in and out easily. I'm going to pop that back on, and then I'm going to decorate the little band with some of the images from the ephemera. And that is it. So that's a super fun and super easy pop-up card. Not a lot of detail, not a ton of folding that you have to worry about. Just a really fun and simple one. So that's it. Here's my little picnic themed triangle corner pop-up card. So thanks for joining me. Check out a couple videos here at the end, and I will see you all next time. Take care, stay healthy, and have a great day.